The U.S. solar market is an absolute bloodbath right now. We've seen a number of institutional failures, companies like Freedom Forever, Sonova, SunPower, and Mosaic. Now that's on top of over 3,000 lawsuits pending against solar finance companies. On top of that, we've seen hundreds of solar contractors going out of business. Does this mean that the US solar industry is finished? In today's video, I'm going to be telling you why I decided to quit selling solar, and make sure that you watch until the end because I'm going to share with you where I believe the real business opportunity is for solar in 2026. The smarter way to go solar. All right, now in today's video, I'm talking about why I quit, specifically why I quit selling solar the way that I used to. Now, for those of you who don't know my background, I've been in the solar industry now for over 13 years, and I've had a chance to participate in the industry from a number of different angles. Of course, starting out as a solar contractor, owning a company that would design and install solar power systems for homeowners, and then eventually migrating into a solar sales and marketing company. Around the time that we launched the YouTube channel and we started building a nationwide audience, we reconfigured our business to basically be a solar sales and marketing company where we partnered with a number of solar installers across the United States, being able to offer solar power systems to homeowners and being able to do our sales process virtually, so we were not limited to our geographic presence. You know, and it's been a great experience. I can remember when I first got started in solar, it was a very small niche community. To see it to where today solar is really becoming a mainstream technology. Most neighborhoods I drive around, even here where I live in Myrtle Beach, there's at least a handful of solar homes. And the idea of having solar panels on your home or having a home battery is no longer this niche idea. It is now really becoming a mainstream idea. And of course, the technology has developed significantly since then, to the point that these systems are more affordable. They're aesthetically more pleasing in terms of, you know, having an inverter or having a home storage battery inside your home is no longer going to look like a science experiment or an eyesore. So it has been really amazing to see how things have developed over the past several years. But despite the advances that we've made, solar really has quite a bad black eye here in the United States right now. There's a lot of things that we did wrong, and I think where it really started to go bad was when all the finance companies got involved in solar. So the first reason that I decided to quit selling solar is all of the exotic financing that is bundled with a solar power system. You know, in most of the world, if you want to buy a solar power system, you simply take money that you have saved up, or you might go to your local bank and take out a loan, and then you hire a local contractor that you trust to do the solar installation. But in the United States, it wasn't that way. Solar was almost always bundled with some kind of an exotic financing package. Now, of course, the flavor of the day is the solar lease, or the so-called prepaid lease. And the idea here is that you will lease the use of the solar power system from a third-party company, so that third-party company can take advantage and maybe monetize some of the commercial tax credits that are still available, and then pass some of those savings to you in the form of a lower system price or a lower monthly payment. Now, with the prepaid lease, it's particularly risky because oftentimes the homeowner is taking out a loan and then using the proceeds of the loan to prepay the lease to a separate company, hoping that that separate company will honor its obligations to keep the system online and healthy, and then perhaps at some point in the future, the homeowner can buy out the lease and own the system. Now, again, this scheme sounds great on paper because you're supposed to save a little bit on the tax credit. But again, for me, the problem with this is there's just too much counterparty risk. You know, what if the leasing company goes out of business and they can't keep that system healthy in the first, let's say, 5 or 8 years? But then the loan company, they still want their loan payments with interest, regardless of whether your solar system is performing. And of course, you know, in the past couple of years, we've seen hundreds of solar companies going out of business. Contractors, finance companies, sales companies, you name it. You know, if you're depending on another company to stay in business or to keep your system healthy, I think that's a very risky proposition. You know, and then another common financing structure was the 25-year solar loan. Now, the 25-year solar loan, the idea was you would take out a long-term loan for the purchase of your solar power system, and the term would be set long enough that the monthly payment on your loan would be at parity or maybe even below your electric bill. So that's where this idea of free solar came from. Solar was never really free. These systems on average cost about $30,000 or $40,000. But the idea was if you took out a long enough term loan, then you could reach parity with your monthly payment on your electric bill. So your electric bill savings should cover the cost of your solar system. Now, of course, another part of that equation is the issue of dealer fees. Now, dealer fees are fees that solar financing companies charge to solar installers, and then the installers have to pass those fees on to homeowners in the form of a higher installation price. But the problem is a lot of times those fees are not disclosed. So if a homeowner is looking at a proposal and they see a price, they think they're just looking at parts and labor, not realizing the price of the parts and labor and everything has been inflated to cover the cost of the hidden dealer fee. And we've seen dealer fees skyrocket in the past couple of years. I can remember when dealer fees were as low as 7% of the total contract amount. But recently we've seen dealer fees as high as 30, 35, even 40% of the total contract amount, meaning that the bank, the lender, the finance company is taking 40% of the total loan amount, the total amount that you're borrowing, and they just keep that as a fee before they pay the contractor the first dollar. And because these fees are not often disclosed, the homeowner might look at the financing package and they see what looks like a below market interest rate, let's say 2.99% or 3.99%, which as of this recording would be a very competitive interest rate, much lower than you're going to get on a home mortgage or an auto loan. And so they think they're getting a great deal, not realizing they're paying 30% higher price for the system to be able to offer that, seemingly low interest rate. And of course, dealer fees are one of the issues that we've been blowing the top off of here on this channel to make sure that you as a potential consumer of a solar system can go into this transaction with your eyes wide open. All right, the second main reason I decided to quit selling solar is the high rate of solar contractor business failures. Now look, I know a lot of the way that solar is being sold in the US is with there's a 25-year guarantee on everything. If the equipment goes bad, if the panels go bad, if the system stops producing, don't worry, Mr. Homeowner, because me, the solar contractor, the solar installer, will guarantee to make any necessary repairs to keep that system producing over the next 25 years. But these guarantees are only as good as the company making the guarantee. And what we've seen is that the rate of solar contractors going bankrupt is so high that the majority of these homeowners end up being abandoned. And so when we use the term abandoned system or orphaned system, what we mean is the homeowner purchased the system, under the premise that they were going to have a 25-year or some sort of a long-term warranty or guarantee, but now the company that did the installation or the company that made that guarantee has gone bankrupt, abandoning the homeowner. Now, the third major issue and the third major reason why I decided to quit selling solar is that there's no longer pervasive one-for-one net metering programs. Now, when we talk about a net metering program, what we mean is your relationship with the power company is a two-way relationship. So during daylight hours, you can directly power your home using solar power, and you can sell all your excess energy back to the power company, building up credits on your account. So that then during the evening hours when the solar panels are no longer producing, you can pull in electricity using the credits that you built up during daylight hours. And that program works great when you're getting a one-for-one rate. You send them 1 kilowatt hour during the day, you get to pull the one back in at night, and it balances out. But what we're seeing now with a number of utilities, starting with California and their so-called NEM 3.0, is you may have to send 5, 6, 7 kilowatt hours of electricity during the daytime just to pull one back during the evening. So that really kills your ROI on solar panels, unless, of course, you take the additional step of installing battery storage with your solar. And that's a big reason why on this channel we've been advocating to install battery storage with your solar, so that way you're not at the whim of the power company having to buy and sell and trade back and forth. You can just generate your own energy during the daytime, store all of your excess energy in a battery, and then run off the battery during evening hours. Or if there's a grid blackout and the grid's not available, again, you can power directly on solar during the daytime, run your home off the battery during evening hours, and then the next day the solar panels take over again and they recharge the battery. So you can run off the grid indefinitely if you manage your energy properly. All right, and the fourth reason is that, solar really doesn't need to be sold anymore. So much of the way solar has been sold here in the United States is people going door to door in neighborhoods canvassing, convincing homeowners that if they sign up for this so-called free solar, that it's going to save them tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of the home. And the sales pitch sounds great. Of course, it's assuming that you've got low interest financing. Oftentimes it assumes that you're gonna be able to capture and take advantage of all these government tax credits. Many of those tax credits no longer exist today. And of course, it assumes that the company is going to be around for the entire lifetime of the system to keep that system healthy for you, that you as a potential homeowner are not going to have to incur any out-of-pocket repair or maintenance expense. And that just hasn't been the case. With so many solar contractors going out of business, many homeowners do find themselves abandoned and having to hire another company to come in to finish the job or to make repairs. Of course, the other reason is that I think the consumers are becoming more educated about the solar process. That's a big reason we have this channel here, Solar Surge, is for those of you who are considering making an investment for solar in your home, you can go into that process with your eyes wide open. So you may just proactively reach out to a contractor and ask them to build you a system to a particular specification. You're not just passively waiting for somebody to knock on your door and sell you a solar system that they may or may not understand. They may not know who the contractor is or if that contractor is even going to be in business a couple of years to keep that system healthy. And of course, oftentimes when somebody's approaching you, they've got a big sales commission baked into the price of that system. So the bigger that sales commission, the more you as a homeowner would have to pay for that system, the lower your return on investment is going to be. And I just don't see the need, for pushing solar for everybody. This idea that, everybody has to have free solar, everybody, we're going to save the planet. I just don't think that's the case. And, I'm not knocking you. If you are a solar sales professional out there and you were taught to sell solar in this manner, I know that there's many out there that they literally believe that they are doing God's work. We are going to save the planet and we're going to get huge sales commissions in the process and everybody needs to go solar. And this is my purpose in life. This is how we're going to save the planet. Guys, look, I believe in solar. I believe in the technology. I've been doing this for over a decade now, but this is not God's work. This is business. Okay, this is business just like any other home service business. You've got roofing, you've got HVAC, electrical plumbing. Solar is part of that ecosystem of home technology and home services. But at the end of the day, I think solar is really for people that want to have solar, that want to be energy independent. It's not something that should be pushed on, somebody that doesn't want it or somebody that doesn't understand it, and somebody that doesn't really understand the risk that, hey, this is like any other equipment in your home. It could break down, and if it breaks down, you're probably going to need to have somebody come in to service and repair it for you. And that's actually a great segue into point number 5, which is, okay, where is the real opportunity in solar right now? I think first, you've got an opportunity in diversifying your service offerings. I've had a chance to talk to a number of solar contractors across the country, and what I'm seeing is the most successful solar contractors today are the companies that did not try to grow too large, too fast. Many of them, they stick to 1 or 2 states where they're very strong, or in the case of larger states like California, they may just focus on 1 or 2 metropolitan areas where they've got a good presence and a good reputation. But in many cases, they are offering a diversity of services. So it's not just solar panels, but typically it's going to be battery storage, HVAC upgrade, roof repairs, electric vehicle charger installation, smart home panel installation, smart home energy management. And again, the way the technology is going is all of these systems are starting to integrate anyway. Solar is not just a stovepipe system. Maybe 5 years ago, you would just, buy a simple grid-tied solar system, slap the panels on the roof, tap it in, to a backfed breaker, and then you're on to the next job. Now, these systems are becoming much more complex and integrated, where the solar panels have to talk to the battery, have to talk to the generator, the smart load panel, the EV charger, and all of those things working together in an intelligent fashion. So I think if you're a contractor setting yourself up for success in the future, you're going to be tooling up and training your technicians to be able to handle those sorts of complex systems. And of course, the other opportunity in 2026 and beyond is going to be solar service. In fact, if you haven't seen our previous video with Nick Sherman entitled Solar is a Service Business, go back and watch the previous video where we talk about this topic in more detail and why the solar company of the future is going to look more like an HVAC or plumbing service company of today versus a pure solar install company that we may have seen 2 or 3 years ago, focused on installation of new systems and large projects, whereas what we're seeing now is the need for more small projects for repairs and maintenance and upgrades, as opposed to selling these large, high-ticket new installations. And that's actually a great time to announce that SolarSurge is going to be investing in the solar service sector. In the very near future, we're going to be launching a new business, Solar Repair Pros, initially targeting the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then shortly thereafter, plans to expand to Charlotte, North Carolina, and other markets in the Midwest and on the East Coast. You know, we want to be part of the solution here, guys. We've been here with you for the past several years. We've seen what's happened to the industry. We know of all the companies that have gone out of business and all the millions of solar homeowners that are now abandoned out there. And we want to be part of the solutions. And so Solar Repair Pros is going to be dedicated first and foremost to getting you out of a bad solar situation. If you have a system that has broken down or you've lost access to your monitoring, or the company that put your system in went bankrupt and you don't know who to call to figure out if the system is still working or what you need to do to get it to work, we're going to be there to help you with that. So I'm sure we'll have more to talk about that as we go forward here on the channel, but look out for Solar Repair Pros, initially serving Dallas-Fort Worth and other major markets in the very near future. So folks, these are 5 reasons why I quit selling solar. As always, if you get good value from these videos you see on the channel, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That way you won't miss anything. We actually just recently passed the 100,000 subscriber mark. You probably see the plaque there in the background now. But we want to make sure that if this is a space that you're following, that you stay all up to date with all the latest solar and product information. Of course, if you're in the process of obtaining quotes for a solar installation or a battery installation, as always, you can feel free to reach out to us on the link below here, set up a call with one of our experts, or just use the free online quote tool to see how much solar and battery storage costs in your area. But that does it for today's video. I thank you all for spending some more time on the SolarSurge channel. And as always, I'm Joe Ordia here, encouraging you to get prepared and be empowered. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.